Let me find me. Let me find me on. Where's my group? Create. Let's find. Oh, we're live. Let me turn my sound off. Oops. Okay. I see we have, whoops. Oh no, where'd you go? I lost me. How is everybody doing? I am expecting not a lot of people tonight because it's in Sika. But for those of us that are left behind, this may be some entertainment for y'all. Hey Jen, hey Melody. Y'all are like me and stayed behind from the Nsika show, huh? And let's see, who says hello? Let me, hey Charlotte and Rhonda and Diane. So, how is everybody? Tonight is really because happy St. Patty's Day. Look it, let the shenanigans begin. We are doing our first live from the actual new location. We're not all set up yet. We got junk everywhere. Hello from Wyoming, Edie. So this is really kind of a test. So I'm kind of glad it's Nsika week and it should be pretty small in here. So if you guys will comment a lot on, is the sound okay? There's going to be a lot of different sound outside because this is a busy marina. So we're going to have cars go by, boats go by, all kinds of things. So I want to know if this is going to be practical to do. Summertime, it'll be really busy. Echo. Oh, yes, we're going to have to take care of that echo. I have echo on my output. Let me find my, what are you laughing at? A little, huh? Mr. Wilson's over there laughing at something. Oh, yes. Well, his shenanigans were yesterday. We were walking to get in the car and put stuff in the car, and we were talking, and all of a sudden he disappeared. I'm like, what the heck? I hear a huh. I go around the other side of the car, and he's on his knees up against the car. He fell in a hole. Okay, outside of the echo, because I do have noise control on my mic. Let me see if this will work. Sound effect. Okay. Tell me if this is better or not. A or B. No, is it less echoey now? I turned echo cancellation on. Let's see. You can peek if you want to peek. You can peek if you want to peek. Peek. More echo. Okay, let me turn this. So echo, and echo could very well be because we're in this big building and it's mostly empty right now. Okay, so I turned the echo cancellation back on. We have 3 or 4 shelves, slab roller, the kiln sitting over there, some of the tools. So this right now is mostly empty in here. So I'm sure, ta-da! My red and my green. Whoops. My red and my green. Okay. So we also are going to put some sound walls right here, and that's going to help some. We are going to fill it up. I want to tell you, this building looks so big. We've only brought 2 loads in it already. Looks too small. I can, let me do this. Can you hand me that camera? Don't get dizzy, guys. I'm going to pull the camera and kind of just shoot it at what's over there right now, which isn't a whole lot. We also have, easy, don't make them dizzy. Okay. This is all the cord I got. So here is some of the shelves. This slab roller. Over here is 2 of the kilns. Neither one of these kilns have ever been out of the crate yet. Oh, look at that. Mr. Shenanigans himself in his hat and his thing and his shenanigans hat. Okay, so, hey, you want to lift that door for a sec? Do you have to go outside to do it? Okay. He's going to lift up the door. He's going to go lift up the door, and I'm going to show you where I'm sitting, what the view is. But as you can see, my slab roller's right there. Mr. Wilson's hat lit up, but we couldn't make it light anymore. I think he overlit it before we started our live, and now it does not live. Okay, sorry for the noise. Let me cover the mic. He's opening the door. Woo! How's that for light? Okay, let me come out here. Let me see if I can. Well, there's my car in the way. I think he's gonna go move it. It's kind of bright out there. Can you see? Oh, I think it's kind of too bright. I don't know if you can see the water. Let me see. Can you see the water down there? Is it too bright? That way. I think it's too bright outside right now. Ugh. I'm gonna put the camera back. Sorry. I know I'm making you dizzy. Okay. Yeah, the camera it's too bright out there right now. It's too bright to see. So hold your ears. He's gonna pull the door back down. Did you lock my car? There we go. However, it is going to be awesome when we get it all set up. All right, so since we have, wow, we have more than I expected on an NCCA day. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. So we made a vase. The vase with the vase mold and the nylon, the knee-high. And then I made a pitcher, and it hit the floor and bit the dust on one corner. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just going to put a quick glaze on that, and I'm going to do use some velvet underglazes. I don't know how many of you have used those, but the cool thing about the velvet underglazes are you can water them way down like watercolor. You can do a second coat and make it a little deeper, or you can even come back with a third coat and make it pretty opaque. So you can kind of pick your transparency level. And the thing about these is where you put them, that's where they stay. They don't run, they don't move around. So actually, I'm going to start just with, I'm going to go ahead and start with the velvet underglazes on a dish that we made a while back with my Wildflowers using the round minimalist dual drape. So let's take a look at this. Okay, on this one, I've actually already been painting with my paint palette, which is why it is a mess. Let me move that and move this out of my way, and I will tell you, I have here Flame Orange. These are Amico Velvet Underglazes, and the thing about these is they fire what they look. So if you put 3 coats, it's really opaque. If you put a coat, it's kind of transparent, watered down, and then 2 coats kind of gives you an in-between. But the thing about these is they stay where you put them. They don't run whatsoever. So this is Flame Orange. And then I have this purple is Amethyst. And the red is Christmas Red. And the yellow is actually this, not this one. Where's the other yellow? Intense yellow. Look at this. This looks almost empty, but this will last me for a long time still. And I'm going to keep this out. And blue is medium, just medium blue. And so these are the colors that I'm using, and that's what I have in here. And what I did was I simply put them in there just a little bit. I didn't put a whole lot in there. And you can water them down or use them as is. So for instance, what I'm going to do here is I wet my brush and then I squeeze the color out of it, or the water out of it. And what I'm going to do is take some of these. I'm going to take the intense orange and I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to get this flower and make it intense. I mean, that's not intense orange. It is flame orange. And so I'm going to come around here. And the beauty of this is you don't have to totally stay in the lines because we're not getting judged on this. And sometimes when you come out of the lines, it's actually really pretty. So I'm just coming around here. And kind of getting this just to where the little lines are. We're going to make this just really colorful. We made this piece of sponge a while back. Now this one, I'm going to go around several times and make it really vibrant. I have to get me a little more of this. So let me come around here where I can see and reach this. And I'm going to bring this around. Oops. I almost slipped a petal there. All right. Now, what I am going to do is take some of my flame orange. Ooh, that messed that up. That's wildfire. Flame orange. Put a little bit in there. And I can put just a tiny dab of water and come around and darken this up some. I'll get down there with my brush clear to the end of those. Look how pretty that's going to be. Okay. I'm going to cover that just a hair, just to kind of get the streaks out of it. How many remember that song years ago? They called it the streak. I was in high school, if that tells you anything, when that came out. But in this, we don't want streaks. There. So, we have an orange one. I'm going to leave the orange on my brush, add a tiny bit of water, and come and grab some of this red, because you can mix these. And I think let's take this one and make it a shaded orange red. You can have so much fun shading with these. Come here and come down the side of this. Get a little water on my brush, a little orange, a little red, and these are flowers. You don't have to shade them exactly the same everywhere. Look at that. So, grab you some. Look at the color. Look at the brilliance of that. Now I'm going to wet my brush a little, and I'm going to come in just to the red. And I'm going to come across the top of this and make it just a little more red and pull that down. Look at that. Okay, now I am going to, here we go. Here's an itty bitty pointed brush, and here is black. I'm going to wet the tip of this, dry it off. I'm going to come in my black, and I'm going to hit these dots with black and just really kind of highlight them. Get the dots. See why you need an itty bitty brush? And if you go out of the lines, nobody's ever even going to know. Now, we could try to go in these little lines and make them black. I just don't know that I can do that. So, I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass. But what I am going to do is take this brush, my flat brush, just flat, and I'm going to take some of this intense yellow that's pretty much all dried up. I had something in my brush, made it a little dark, but that's okay. I'm going to just put a little chunk of this in there and brighten that right back up. This yellow is really intense, so it brightens really fast. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to hit the middle of this flower. This will be really, really yellow. Oh, almost stuck that in the blue thinking it was water. And then you can actually come across this if you want to somewhat blend it, so it's not just straight. Okay, so let's go back to this. I'm going to go back to my bigger brush and I'm going to do some more of these. With orange. Oops. I went down into what would be the yellow, but it does not matter. I'm just going to go down and around these. And then I'll show you what I'll do for what looks like I botched it. I will cover the whole thing. Now I'm going to take my sponge and bring this and wipe it out of the center. Pretty slick, right? How's that? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Pretty slick. Now I'm going to come in here and grab this yellow. I've got a little orange on there, but that's okay. And I'm going to come in here and put the yellow back in the middle. How's that? And then come grab some orange where I actually wiped off more than I should have. There you go. And there's another one done. Okay, so what I'm going to do, now I could have just put black, underglaze, and wiped it all off, but I'm doing these all individual. So what I would need to do on these is I would probably want to come up here, and I'm just going to show you real quick. Come up along this black stem. This takes a little more concentration. Now I watch in front of where my brush is, so I see where I'm gonna go. Not try to watch exactly where my brush is, because then I'm gonna go off the stem. If I do it this direction, I cannot see where I'm going. So I will go around and hit the stems that way. But again, I drag this and I can see where I'm going, where I wouldn't have been able to see where I've been. Now, I can come in beside this and hit this little piece of black if I want. There. And bright orange all over the side of it, which was not a good idea. Well, what do you think? Pretty sweet. These Mako glazes, these Amico underglaze. Gosh darn, Sharon. Amico velvet underglazes. I'm so used to my my Mako stroker coats. Okay, but look how pretty that is. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to do this whole plate like this. So nothing's going to change. Now, I could fancy it all up, and I could hit these little dots with black if I really want to go all out. You can see them under the yellow. And you can get a good idea where you are. And even if you kind of miss a little bit, it is not going to be noticeable. It does not have to be worried about. Look at that. Makes a big difference. If you want to take your time and add the detail, if you have the time. If you don't have the time, it's still gorgeous, even with underglaze wiped back. I'm going to do just a bit more of this, and then I'm going to finish it offline exactly how I've been doing it, and fire it, and then bring it back for you to see. But I wanted you to see, whoa, see now that one I made kind of a big dot over there. But I'm not even going to worry about it because it's not going to be that big a deal. And maybe I'll take my little ball tool and stick that in the black and hit right in the center of that. Look at that. Here we go. So, we could even change some of the colors, but I love staying within that kind of same palette. I do have a leaf green. Let me just show you what that looks like. I'll do the leaf green. Get that orange cleared out of there. I'll do the leaf green. I'm just going to use what's on here. And I'm going to hit this just so you can see it. Look how pretty. Look at that. Beautiful. There's one, two, there's a few more leaves. I'll go back and do those. Just so you know, you could even come into this yellow and bring a little of the yellow on it and give it kind of that yellowy green color in there. That's really pretty. Look at that. Now, I don't know if you can see, but the yellow green, and look at these. They don't look perfect, but when they're fired, you're going to see the perfection in them. So that's all I'm going to do of that right now, because to sit and watch me do everything else identical. But look at the colors. That's just crazy goodness. Okay, what do you think of that? My hat's getting itchy. So the thing, when I use stroking coats, I what are you going to do for the dots in the pattern? Who was asking me that? Chris Campbell. Oh, I'm not sure. I may do them black to match the stems, just to make them pop out. Or I'll come back with an accent color. I haven't gotten that far yet. But the thing I love about these is the mixing and shading ability. I do that all the time with the stroking coats anyway. But these velvets are so much better for that. And so I really love them for this type of application. I do have just one other quick video for you. What time is it? 6:04. We probably have time for that. It's just very quick. I'm going to finish this one offline, because to sit and watch me do the flowers the exact same way would get a little boring. And then what I'm going to do is just quickly glaze the vase that we did last week. So let me show you that real quick. I think it's only a few minute video. Happy St. Patty's Day. This is our vase that we did last week, or the week before, and it's all bisque fired, and it's been wiped down. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just dip clear on the inside, and I'm going to use Mako's Jungle Gems Fireflies, but I'm going to fire it to an 06, which gives you a totally different look than at a 5. So let me get a stir stick here. You can hear this. You can hear, listen. You can hear the crystals. You want to make sure you get them all stirred up. Really good, because the crystals are the fun stuff, and they tend to stick on the bottom. I like to push it down with my fingers, get it all off, and then wipe my fingers. All right, so I'm going to take a big Mako number 8 fan brush. I wet it down and kind of run it off. And so what I'm going to do So I'm going to do the front so that you can see me. Actually, probably ought to just go this direction. Go back and forth here. And you see these crystals. And I'm just going to go, I don't have wax on this either because it's straight across. And I can just go straight across with my brush and leave some where it's not going to run onto my shelves. I wouldn't want to go all the way down, and on my second coat, I will stop even higher up. And when you see the little crystals fall, grab them and stick them back on. They're the fun part of this. Not coming back down there. And I'm going to, because I'm holding this, well, maybe I can do it this way. Hold on. Switch hands. Do it this way. That way I can get all the way around. What was I thinking? I'm going to get the bottom all straight line around the bottom first. So I can get a little more haphazard here. I'm going to come around. Nice even strokes. And I do want to whip down this edge. And come across. But I do want that nice edge inside here. And again, I'm gonna clear coat the inside of this. Putting your hand inside, see how easy that is? And I'm not going all the way back down when I go back across this. And look at all these crystals. Ooh, lots of them. All right. Now I am going to go across the top of this as neatly as I can. Just a change of pace on glazing. These jungle gems actually fire really cool and differently at different cones. So if I fire this to a cone 6 and you get it and fire it to a 5, it's going to look different. Okay. Get my hand back in here and go back for a third coat because I kind of did 2 at the same time before. So I'm going to come back. And again, I'm not going all the way down. Kind of back and forth. Now, I am going to hit this edge again. I could have actually put like a black and wiped it off there so it would give a nice big shadow, but I didn't. But I could have. And there we go. I will, once this dries, I will take this in and put clear in it. Normally I would have done the clear first, but it's actually down at the new studio as well. So I'm going to take these little crystals that have fallen off. I like all the crystals I can get. So I'll take those and put this aside and wait till you see this come out. Okay, so 2 different styles of glazing today. And by the way, Paul, this again the stoutest for you. Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. A good Guinness stout on St. Patty's Day. Any other questions? For the jungle gyms, they do fire differently at the different cones. Cone 6 gives it the coolest firing. You do got to be careful, though. It does tend to craze at a cone 6. Yeah. It's a nice one. Extra stout. So they do tend to craze a little bit at cone 6, so kind of be careful on that one. You got to see velvet underglazes on the wildflower plate. And let's see, have I missed any questions? Oh, Penny answered that one, putting clear over the the velvets. I think that's it. So, guys, how bad was all the extraneous noise from boats and trailers going back and forth outside the building and that kind of thing? Now, echo, we know we're going to take care of when the building fills up, that kind of thing. Oh, Sharon, that's your favorite beer? It's it must be a Sharon thing. So it's not something I sit around and drink, but on a special occasion like this, it's really good. Let's see. So I did get all the questions. I will finish the wildflower plate. I will fire that, and I will bring that back. Hopefully next Thursday it will be finished, and you will get to see that. Good, Jen. You didn't hear all those other sounds? Okay. So the wind is blowing terribly. It's about 30 miles an hour down here right now. Yes, it's a meal. You are totally right. It is a meal. We have, okay, so listen right now. Shh, shh, shh. They have construction going on in the building next to us, and there were. Can you guys not hear any of this? So if you guys aren't hearing that while I stopped talking, then we may be all good. May not even have to put sound barriers. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, those of you in Slab to Fab, I will see you in 15 minutes. I'm so excited to hear because when I got here today, I was like, oh my gosh, all the noise. I didn't think about all the noise. So next time we made it, I didn't try it with the big door open today because it is too windy and dusty out there. But maybe next time we'll do it with the big door open. How many beers have had? How many beers have I had? Oh, no. This one right here, that's it. It's only because it's St. Patty's Day and you have to have a Guinness. Or a green beer. If I drink this whole thing, that's it for me. So I will see my Slab to Fabbers in 15 minutes. And those of you that are looking to join Slab to Fab, planned on opening this week. Forgot it was in Sika week. So we will be ready to go next week. Oh yeah, Bailey's is my other favorite. Bailey's and coffee, Bailey's and cream, Bailey's and Coke. No, sorry, Kahlua and Coke. Bailey's and coffee, Bailey's and cream. Or Bailey, it's too strong for me on the rocks. But then again, I'm not a big drinker. Happy birthday to Kathy's son.
Happy birthday.
So see y'all next week. Bye.